Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. It's been a hot minute since I have last filmed a video or uploaded a video, so I'm just going to get back into it, and I'm going to share my October budget so far. So if you are new here, if you're not familiar with how we do budget bi-weekly. My husband gets paid every other Friday, so that is how we budget. So our pay period, or our budget period, is 14 days. So in the month, it's 28 days of tracking. So it's not like your typical 30-day or 31-day month. For us, it's 28 days. So, and we we basically just budget on my husband's income. It's been that way since 2018. So anyways, let's go ahead and just review our October budget so far. I did just close it out, or not the whole month, but I closed out our paycheck budget number 1 for October tonight. It is October 13th. It's Thursday, and my husband gets paid again tomorrow, which is October 14th. We found out how much he was getting paid last night, which was Wednesday, which is usually when he will find out how much his next paycheck will be, which I'll go over the second budget as well. So just taking a look at the first paycheck budget, I made a note over here, which I'll get into in a little bit. We did make a Hawaii payment for $2,000. I think it was less than that, but so it's around $2,500. And then income, what we have going on, we did have a starting balance that was pretty high, but that was from a leftover amount from the last paycheck of September, or the last budget for September. So that's what we had rolled over. Let me just actually take a look at the rollover amount here in September. Yeah, so my husband's paycheck for September, for the first paycheck budget, it was super low. He's usually paid around between $2,300 to $2,500 depending on overtime, and the first paycheck there was $825, but he did get his back pay for COVID hours, I think that was, and then overtime as well. So he got $3,000 the next paycheck. So a chunk of that we did roll over into the October budget to help pay for our Hawaii expense, as well as rent and other things, because our paycheck for this budget period was $1,497. For this one, I did make a note that my husband's vacation that we took when we went to Hawaii, those hours were not added to his paycheck. I don't know what happened, but it just didn't get approved or something, or I don't know, but it wasn't on that paycheck. So we did get it though in the paycheck for tomorrow. So that's why this one is so high. So again, his typical paycheck is between $2,300 to $2,500 depending on whether or not he works overtime. We did get a co-pay refund. And I remember when I opened up this bill, or when I saw the bill, it was from a Minute Clinic. I had to get my TB testing or an assessment done since I'm volunteering at the school now. That's one of the things that I had to go do in order to volunteer. And I just thought my initial reaction was, oh, another bill. Because anytime we get anything medically related over the past couple of years, it most likely is something that we had to pay for. So that's why I thought we were getting billed. But no, we did get a refund, which is way better than getting billed for something. So $20 is what we got. And then money moves from our savings or sinking funds. We did transfer over $1,000 from our emergency fund to cover my husband's low paycheck, especially since this one was a rent. We did have to pay rent for this paycheck budget. We also took the rest of the travel funds, which was $800, to pay for our Hawaii trip. And then my ninang gave the boys $100. She Zelle transferred it. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, I did post this right here. It's a breakdown of our Hawaii spending. I might still go over it and how we track things, because I did use the Fudget app to kind of help track while we were there, because we were using our credit card. We never used our debit card unless for some reason we had to. I think the only place we had to was Costco, because I think they won't let you use your credit card other than the one that they have there, the American Express, I think. I don't know, but we used our debit card for Costco for sure. But yeah, I'll maybe go and do a separate video on our Hawaii spending and what the plan was and how much we spent, because it was a lot. So moving on to our fixed expenses, fixed regular expenses, I do always put a cushion in there, just in case. And rent was $13.95. Pay range on Chase, this is our laundry app, and then our electricity bill. And then this one I totally forgot, even though this is in my budget master list, totally forgot about that. It's $34.99. I do still need to make sure I add it to my calendar. And then down to our variable expenses, one of the things we wanted to kind of minimize on, because during the summer we did spend a lot on food, and it was mostly out of convenience and not really like thinking about things through. Like, I wasn't really meal planning, and like trying to use the excuse of my son being in sports and had a busy kind of summer with the business as well. So just kind of using that as excuse to not be in the kitchen and just buy out of convenience. But we were budgeting, I think, $400 and even sometimes $450 for 2 weeks. And we're a family of 4, so I don't know if that was a bit excessive. It kind of felt like it. Whenever I would close out the budget, we went from budgeting $250 per paycheck to $450. Let's just look at it really quick. This you know what, I think what I'm gonna do, not just for myself, but maybe share it, mostly for myself, but I will share it. I've been wanting to do like a summer spending breakdown, because this summer I just feel like there was way more expenses than my budget couldn't keep up. I feel like we were dipping into our cushion a lot. My husband's paycheck was low, and for some paychecks, and so I think I might just do a separate video on our summer spending. But basically, our food budget is one of the ones we wanted to tackle right now, even though I feel like going into the holidays, we might be increasing that. I do believe as of right now, to fill up the tank for XB was like $70, $75. Gas is still high. It was going down for a little bit, but it's still kind of high. But so far we're under budget, and we haven't had to get gas for my car yet, because we mostly really just walk to school. Households, this is forever the budget category that I'm always going over. I feel like I don't plan very well for the things like the essentials, and I end up buying things that I mostly just want for the house, like storage things that I think will help me get organized so that my life will become easier. So I need to do better about planning that out and just budgeting for it. And moving on to kids, this one we did use that money that my Ninan gave us to put a little bit more under the kids. I thought I made a note over here, but this was for basketball. I think I accidentally deleted that. So $80 of that was for my son's basketball registration, which he'll start in January. He's not doing any sports right now because he said he wanted a break. He did do 2 sports in the summer. He did flag football and basketball, so he's getting a little bit of a break right now. My husband, this is mostly just his food. He does buy food at work. He doesn't really spend on much else, and if he needs to, he does have a savings account that he can dip into. But we were budgeting $100 for him, but we did increase it to $125, and it looks like it's probably going to be around $135, $140, because right now, like all the places that he goes to and eats at, it's I think around on average $15 where he goes. Let me take a look. Like $11. I think the cheapest place he goes is Costco, where he gets pizza, and it's only like $5 for what he gets. For myself, I went over $83. What had happened was, so I lost control, basically. That's what happened, because I was looking around for costumes for myself, because at first I wanted to be Kim Possible from Disney Channel, and then quickly turned into me wanting to match with my son. He's going to be Naruto, so I'm going to be one of the other characters in there. So the costumes that I got, I was really adamant about buying things that I could kind of like DIY and wear it after Halloween. I didn't want to wear a specific like, I didn't want to go to a costume store and buy the Halloween costume. I just wanted to make it or buy what I can that kind of looks like it. Does that make sense? So that I can wear it again. So it kind of doubles up as like new clothes for me. So that's basically what it is. So that's what happened with that. And then I also bought a course. I'm trying to level up my Google Sheets game, not just for the business, but for myself, for what I want to do for, I do have like a planner that a spreadsheet planner, and I kind of want to learn a little bit more on how to customize it for myself and for like our budget as well. So just want to learn how to do all of the things, the complicated things, I guess. And yeah, so that's it for my budget. So the second Paycheck budget, I know I need to slow my roll because I went a little bit crazy over there. And yeah. Anyways, so for fun and events, we did go over as well. This just looks sad. We were overall over $253. So we did dip into our cushion and then some. No, yeah, kind of. Not kind of. We did go into our cushion. Thankfully, we had that cushion. Yeah, so for fun and events, what did we spend on? Oh, you know what? We did spend a lot on chocolate. This was Halloween stuff. Oh, wait. Whoa, I thought that was like a double transaction or something, but it's not. But this was for a gift that we didn't have to buy, but we bought last minute and just got cash back and used that as the gift. That's what happens when I'm not planning ahead on gifts. I end up spending more than I probably would have if I would have just thought about it. And then this right here is just chocolate. We got boba a couple times, ice cream and boba, and yeah, so no excuses here other than we just went a little crazy with the spending for this Paycheck budget. The healthcare one was a little bit unexpected. My son did have to see his pediatrician because his eyes got infected, and we did have to get drops. So we did go over by $20. Miscellaneous, we were under budget. Travel, this one was all budgeted for from the last Paycheck budget. This is what we paid for Discover. This was for our Hawaii trip. And then here for the giving, this one was a little bit unexpected. I totally forgot I wanted to give my aunt, who's a nun, a little bit of money before she goes back to the Philippines. She does help children and families in the Philippines from what I know and have seen from when I was little. So of course I wanted to give her something. And then house revamp, we did spend $45 there, and then no savings. Actually, we haven't been saving since before the summer. We've actually been spending the things that we've saved for, like the sinking funds. Well, mostly for like fun and events. I think we depleted during the summer. Hawaii for sure. I used up my allowance savings. We did max out, thank God we maxed out our Roth early on, because I don't know if we would have been able to save that. So I think going forward for sure, we're always going to try to max out our Roth, and that's my husband's Roth. I contribute to my own using my business, money from my business. So yeah, so far I haven't even been contributing that much either. So we need a game plan to work on that. And actually we need to go back and take a look at our savings and update this bad boy, because the last time it's been updated was May. I have not even been following this since then. So I want to go through and update it, kind of make a game plan with my husband to see what we can save for the rest of the year. He's been working a lot of overtime lately. So possibility of travel, who knows, we'll see this year. So moving on to our October budget. So for this one, this is how it's been updated so far. I might change because I need to talk to my husband first about our savings for this one. And I know I'm supposed to put, or I should put, that $1,000 that we took from our emergency fund. I should really put it back into our emergency fund, but here I decided to put it in our Christmas fund because that fund is looking so sad and Christmas is coming up so quick. So again, I need to take a look at our savings, like our balances, and see what we can do, because I do want to make sure we rebuild our emergency fund, because you never know. I never know when we might need it again. So yeah, so our income here was from a combination of overtime hours and his vacation hours that was added to his paycheck. We have our cushion here, and then this one is a lot heavier on the bills, but thankfully it doesn't have the rent in this one, otherwise it would be a lot. And then going down to our variable spending, this can change. I actually need to make a list because we're out of a lot of our staple food items in the freezer and pantry, so the food might actually go up depending, but I'm gonna try to keep it at $375. And transportation will be a lot more. I think this one needs to be a little bit more than that, because we're going to be driving to Carlsbad, which is about an hour and a half, 2 hours depending on traffic, because we're going to be going to Legoland for their Halloween events. It's called Brick or Treat, and we're going to be driving there and staying at a hotel, which we are going to be putting under our travel category. We just budgeted in because we don't have anything in our funds right now. So we're going to work it into the budget for this budget period. And I really need to get back to giving our boys allowance again. I actually have been really bad at keeping up with their binders. I haven't even organized it just yet. They just put their money in their wallets. And what else for this one? And fun and events, we did budget a little bit more because it is around Halloween time. We might be spending some things for the class, for the teachers, for the kiddos, and for cousins as well. And for savings, thankfully, looking like we can save about $1,300 for this one. I might go ahead and just increase our transportation budget, because pretty sure we're gonna need more than that $200. So I need to take $50. Let's take 25 from here. Let me just delete that one, and that should be good. So zero that one out. Anyway, so that is pretty much it for this budget review / budget update. Let me know in the comments down below how you guys budget. Do you budget bi-weekly? Do you budget by paycheck? Do you budget every week? Do you budget every month? I'd really like to know. I always think that it's interesting to see how different people budget their incomes. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, especially for watching to the end. And I will talk to you in my next video. Have a good one, guys.